sorry we've been MIA, but a lot of crazy things have been happening, and it's just me right now today. Maybe Edgar will pop in for a second, but it's late at night, kids are already in bed, and as all my parents know, kids are back to school, so it's been chaotic around here, plus all the series of unfortunate events that have happened in my life. So that's what I'm here to speak about, what's been going on and why we haven't been able to film, and what happened to me a few weeks ago. And by what you read on the title of the video, let's jump right into it, because I don't want to bore you guys to death, because I could talk forever. But anyway, so also the reason why I want to talk about it, it's because I want to make people aware of this. I think it's so important that when things happen, and if I can share it and make people aware, why not? So, you know, it's not only like the fun stuff and all these things, but also want to share things that happen in life and reality, and you know that this can happen to anybody. But so where do I start? So I basically had an event to go to, and I hadn't done my nails for about a month. I usually do it every 2 to 3 weeks, depending on nails grow out or whatnot. But my nail lady, which I've been with years, she wasn't able to do my nails. She canceled on me like 2-3 times, right? So I was like, okay, I can't. I have an event to go to. I have to get my nails done. Plus my nails were all crazy. They looked horrendous, because obviously, like, now baby Z is actually starting to eat solids, so I cook for him and I make his food, I prep his food, and I'm always washing dishes. Like, I'm in the freaking kitchen all freaking day long. So obviously my nails were destroyed. And after a month, I mean, you know, so I was like, okay, well, you know, if you can't do my nails, then I need to find someone who I can do my nails with. Like, you know, I have to do what I have to do. So here I come, I post on Instagram, and I'm like, hey ladies, does anyone recommend a good nail tech? So I got a few messages, and I was like, oh my god, thank you so much. You know, obviously you just don't want to go to anybody, you want somebody that's recommended and, you know, does good work and all that stuff. I asked for like their Instagram, to tag me on their Instagram to see their work, and I really like this girl. Of course, she had great work, and I saw her work, and she was freaking booked, completely booked. And of course, because I'm a new client, she is, you know, I text her and everything, but I didn't really get a response. She was so crazy busy, and I get it, you know, she gives priority to her clients, which is perfectly fine. I understand. So obviously I made an appointment with her later on when she had availability, because I still wanted to try her out, but I need to get my nails done desperately. And please don't mind Emma, by the way. We have to chop off her hair because she was all knotted after her surgery, but that's a different story. Okay, I went to this lady who they recommended, and she didn't really have work, so I couldn't see it, but you know, they recommended her. Oh, she's really good, blah blah, this and that. I was like, okay, cool. I made an appointment with her. I was able to, so someone had made an appointment with her, right? My friend had made an appointment with her, and she was like, I'll give you my appointment so you can try her, she's really good, blah blah, like, you're in desperate need basically, so just go ahead and take my appointment. I was like, oh my god, thank you so much. I was super grateful. Can you stop biting my hair, please? Thank you. She's been so bitchy after her haircut. She hates it. I don't blame her, you know, but I see that. But anyway, so so I was like, oh, whatever, okay, fine. And I still felt a little iffy because I hadn't seen her work. I was like, you know, I'm kind of picky, and you know, I was like, oh, whatever, but she's being recommended, I don't think she'll do a bad job, you know, whatever. Anyway, one thing that I want to point out and make clear is that I had a gut feeling already, where like I was iffy about, and even though yes, I needed to do my nails desperately, I was like, oh mama, your toy fell, just pick it up here. Sorry if it's not my kids, it's Emma. So I went and I was like, oh, I was iffy about it. Like, I don't know why. I was like, should I just wait? Should I just whatever, leave my nails this way, try to remove it myself and just do something like myself, put a clear coat, whatnot, whatever. But then I was like, oh, whatever, let me just go to her, you know, she's being like recommended to the max and whatever. So I went to her. Guys, she did a phenomenal job with the painting, with the everything, right? She took her time, like it was really good. She was so sweet. She was a nice lady. So when I leave, she's like, oh, you know, whoever was doing your nails prior wasn't taking out like all like your pellejitos and your stuff on your feet. And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, you know, she like went in there and I was like, oh my god, ow. But she's like, oh, you have a lot of pellejito. And I was like, okay. So she like basically went in, okay. After she sprayed, you know, they spray with alcohol or whatever, and it hurt, like it hurt, and usually it doesn't. So she was like, yeah. I was like, ow. She was like, yeah, you know, you had a lot, so I like took everything out, whatever. I was like, okay, like, you know. So I leave, I'm happy, you know. I tell my friend, I'm like, oh, she did a great job, blah blah blah. But it's so funny because when I left, the lady's like, oh, put a little bit of Neosporin, because you know it can kind of like hurt you because you know I cleaned you, whatever. And I was like, okay. So at night it started like hurting a little bit, so I'm like, oh, let me put Neosporin. She told me to put Neosporin, whatever. Guys, when I tell you that then on Sunday I was like in fucking pain, excuse my language, but I was in pain. Then Sunday to Monday I was like, okay, this is not normal. Like, this is not normal. So two of my toes, my big toe on my right foot, and then my left foot is the toe next to my big toe. So it was two, okay, on each foot. So I was like, okay. I kept on putting Neosporin. Emma had her spay surgery on Wednesday, so I did my toes, I did my nails on Saturday. Already on Sunday I was like, not feeling weird. And then Monday, Monday to Tuesday, it was insane. I'm telling you, the pain, it was throbbing. It was throbbing, and I couldn't sleep. That's how bad it was. And I have high pain tolerance. Like, I don't complain, and I'm like, literally I have to be dying for me to take any medications. Like, I don't like taking medications. I'm not, you know, that type of person. Like, my head hurts, okay, I'll drink water, whatever. But my first option is not like, oh my god, let me go drink something to feel better. I'm not like that. So besides that, I was like, it can't be. And then I saw that my foot started, like, on the side of my toe, it started getting like purple and like really big. And then Wednesday, when I had to drop off Emma in the morning at 7 o'clock in the morning to get her spayed, I couldn't even walk because that's how much it was hurting. It was hurting so much I couldn't even walk. I was like, it can't be, it can't be. And I had already called, I believe on Tuesday, and I'm like, I have to see a podiatrist. There's no way. And I even thought to myself, am I being dramatic? Like, is it okay? Like, let me just keep up with it. No. And then I'm like, you know what? Thank God that I called on Wednesday, because I needed, I mean, it was bad, guys. It was freaking bad. The pain was unbearable. So I called back the podiatrist and I said, listen, because on Tuesday when I called, they scheduled me for Monday. I called on Wednesday while I was waiting for her to get inside for them to take her for her surgery. I was like, no. I called at the crack of dawn and I'm like, listen, do you have a cancellation today or for tomorrow? I need to go see the podiatrist, like right now. And she's like, oh, I have an appointment for tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Perfect, give it to me. Give it to me, please. Guys, I like had to take the pain Wednesday because the pain on Wednesday already was so bad. So I wasn't gonna make it to Monday, forget it. And obviously I didn't want to go to the emergency room or anything like that, because with the whole COVID situation and everything, I try to stay away, you know. So I'm like, no, let me just go to the podiatrist, whatever, I'll take the pain, whatever. Oh my god, guys, when I went to the podiatrist, he literally, it was infected, so there was pus coming out. I know, TMI, just want to make people aware. There was freaking pus coming out. It was so bad, it was hurtful. So the procedure was horrible, to the point where, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it was bad. Like, you know, there's no reason why anybody has to go through this. And I even called Edgar and I told him, I'm like, I do not wish this upon anyone, like anyone ever in this world, no matter how bad of a person you are. And I told him, I just had a baby 6 months ago. I'm like, I'd rather give birth again than have to go through this pain. That's how bad it was, guys. So long story short, I had to go to the podiatrist. He had to inject me on my toes, okay? Thank God he was so nice. He was such a great podiatrist. He was so sweet. He like numbed me, and he was like very good, like very gentle and everything. Oh my god. But he had to, after he injected me and everything, he had to cut off like a whole chunk of my nail, of obviously, you know, both toes. Then he wrapped them up. After that, I spent the whole week just treating it. Finally, after a few days, probably like the first 2-3 days, I was still in pain. Like after the anesthesia wore off, it was painful, so I had to take medication for the pain. That's how bad it was. And then obviously my antibiotics for the infection and all that stuff. But it was horrible. And I ended up, guess what, I ended up not even going to the event, because my toes were all wrapped up and I couldn't be with a bunch of people. It was a concert. My friend had invited me and gifted me a ticket to go with her to the Aventura concert. I don't know if you guys know who they are, but I was supposed to go with her. It was a mommy date because she's also a new mommy. She just had a baby 4 months ago. She's 2 months younger than me. So it was gonna be a mommy's day, and I had to bail her out. It was freaking sucked. I was in pain. I mean, it was the worst. So guys, I feel so much better now, but that's the truth. That's what we were going through. And obviously I couldn't film. Like I wanted to just relax. Like sometimes I feel like life, I don't know, things happen because you have to slow down, or you know, whatever. But I was like, no, we need this weekend to ourselves, you know, it is what it is. But I want to say 2 very important things. Always go with your gut feeling. Like, most probably, if you have a freaking gut feeling about something, like I shouldn't do that, or I shouldn't go, or forget it, like I should just wait. Guys, just freaking wait. Like, don't get desperate. And I know it's easier said than done sometimes, and sometimes I do need to take my own advice, but I guess I was just freaking desperate to go get them done and not look like a mess and whatever. Plus, because I had the event, honestly, I think if I wouldn't have had the event, I would have cared. But still, I should have listened to my gut feeling and should have just seen if I can find somebody else. Horrible. It was horrible, and I wanted to make this video because I think that people should be aware, should be very, very, very careful. I mean, this was someone who was recommended. I texted her because I had made, before I left, I really liked her work. You know, I'm being honest, and I'm not, you know, taking away credit from her or anything like that. I liked her. She was very nice and, you know, whatever, but se pasó. Like, she like dug too much in there. And I mean, I don't have, you know, like that much like to take out on my feet. Really, like, it's just a little bit, the norm, just take out and that's it. But she like went in, I don't know what the hell. And I did text her because I had made an appointment to go back, and I'm like, listen, I can't go. Like, you basically sent me to the doctor. She was like, oh my god, like that's never happened to me. And I mean, she didn't really apologize, which was kind of messed up. I felt like, you know, you should maybe apologize because, you know, you messed up and it's okay to apologize. So it was odd to me that she just like didn't say anything. And then she texted me the next day like, oh, how are you doing? And I'm like, okay, like, I mean, that was nice, you know, but still, no, like, you know, my apologies, I'm so sorry, like, you know, I hope you're fine, like, you know what, I'm not, you know, I didn't tell her, I didn't text her to kind of like, I don't know if she thought that like, oh, I'm gonna give me my money back, or, you know, I'm trying to be rude. Like, no. And I also texted her and made her aware of it, because I even contemplated on, should I tell her that this happened to me, that she did this to me? But I feel like, yes, why not? Because this makes her aware that don't do that, you know, like maybe she was trying to overdo it and that's what happened. You know, I'm not saying she did it in like a malicious way or anything like that, you know, but I also wanted to I ended up telling her, making the decision of telling her, because I wanted to make sure that this wouldn't happen to anybody else, right? But guys, it was just so painful, and with everything, and then the kids going back to school, that backed me up, because obviously I wasn't able to do anything that weekend. I still had to take care of myself, and do the treatment and everything for me to get better. So on top of that, you know, my kids were going back to school. Zane has this rash that I had to end up going to a dermatologist for. I mean, it's been freaking crazy here. So besides that, yeah, I mean, my point of all of this is to make everybody aware to please be extra careful of, you know, where you go, who you go to. You know, if you notice like something where like you're cutting too much or going too deep, like, no, stop them, you know. But yeah, this is what happened. This is why we were away, but we're slowly but surely getting back on track. Hope that this video helps anyone out there to be aware, guys. Please go with your gut feeling, and just, I hope this doesn't happen to anybody. I really don't. But yeah, guys, so I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I know this is not like the normal fun videos and stuff like that, but we'll get back to those. And as I mentioned, I feel like this is kind of, besides the fun and all that stuff, I also want to share reality, right? The things that happen and life. So yeah. Oh wait, before I forget, have you guys noticed my lip? Guys, Zane headbutted me, literally almost knocked me out. He went, I was playing with him and I was like holding him and just playing with him. He went, bah! I literally almost started crying. I have like a huge thing inside my mouth, and he left me in my mouth purple. I was like, what the is happening? Like, what do I need to do? Is this like, I need to freaking, you know, like, I don't know, go into a freaking pool of holy water or some shit. Like, sorry, I don't mean to use a bad word with whatever, but you guys get it. Sometimes don't you feel like, what the fuck is going on in my life right now? Like, why are all these things happening? This is how I feel right now. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, is there a full moon lasting like fucking 5 I don't know, weeks? But anyway, guys, this is it. This is what's going on in our lives currently. But we will be filming more and going back on schedule. Last week was the kids' first week, so it was super crazy for me, but I'm getting in the groove, and we should be back on schedule next week. I love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and turn on the notifications. Bye.